Hey party people, what is up? I have another story time for you today. And I know like I've had a bunch of story times recently. I'm not like turning into a story time channel. My life isn't that interesting. These all just popped in my head recently. And this one like it's kind of makes sense to put it out now because this is a story about a past Valentine's Day that I had, and since this weekend is Valentine's Day, although technically by the time you're watching this, it will have passed, but it's like same time of year. The candy will still be there, it'll still be on sale. Basically, I thought of this story because today I was in therapy talking to my therapist about my plans for Valentine's Day this year, and she asked about like what I've done on past Valentine's Days, and I told her about this, and then I was like, wow, I can't believe like that actually happened in my life. Like I kind of forgot this has happened, so I thought I would share it with you, and it's an entertaining story. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into it. So this story took place in high school, and it was when I was dating my first boyfriend. First time I had like well, obviously it was my first relationship, but like first time I was dating someone on Valentine's Day. And so we had also like our 2-month anniversary was the next day, which like now I'm like, okay, you don't really need to do much for that, but at the time, first relationship, you know, it was kind of a big deal, and he had like kind of made me feel like it was more of a big deal because for our 1 month he had made like kind of a big deal about it, and it was like, oh yeah, I go like all out for these types of things. And so I figured like Valentine's Day and our 2-month would be like similar. Also, to go along with him like give me high expectations because he had said like that he goes all out for these things when it was our 1 month. We started dating like in December, and so Christmas was like right around the corner, and he got me a Christmas gift, but not just like any, which I felt like, wow, we just started dating, I didn't think we needed to get each other gifts, but okay. But he got me like a nice necklace, and so I was like, oh, like he's gonna get me like nice gifts, right? I was a little bit wrong about that, but that gave me high expectations. So Valentine's Day is like coming around, and I think like either that day or maybe it was like the day before, he told me that he was like coming down with a cold or something, and so he wasn't like gonna be able to like really do anything like crazy or anything for Valentine's Day. Like we weren't gonna like go out somewhere or anything, we were just gonna hang out like at my house and yeah, hang out. So he comes over on Valentine's Day and he tells me that like I need to come outside and help him get my gifts like out of his car. So I go out there, and this isn't really a surprise because he did the same thing with our 1 month, but my gifts are just in a giant trash bag. So like whatever, but that's kind of tacky and gross. I don't know. It's a little weird. He hands me the trash bag, and I see that there's another one in the car, and I go to grab that too, and he's like, no, not that one, just this one. And I'm like, what? Okay. It's like, oh, maybe that's like my gift for tomorrow, like our 2 months, or maybe it's not a gift at all. I don't know, like why would he have a gift in his car like for someone else? So yeah, go inside, gives me my gift, and like, okay, I don't want to be like ungrateful for the fact that like he got me something like at all, but my and I didn't know this at the time, but my second top love language is gift giving and gift receiving. And for me, it's not like about how expensive the gift is or how big or like how many gifts. It's about like the thought behind it, and especially like in a relationship, like I like things, I'm very sentimental, so I really like having like a meaning behind a gift, something that like shows that they paid attention to like something I said, or like they saw something that reminded them of me and so they like got it for me, or like they made me something, and like I don't know. And I'm pretty sure for my gift for him, I I didn't spend much money on it. I don't even know if I spent any money because I'm pretty sure I baked something, but it was like, I don't remember exactly what I baked, but he had like mentioned one time that he like really wanted like some certain type of cookie or whatever, and so I like made that for him and like wrote a nice note with it. His gift for me was, granted there were a few things that I liked in there, like some snacks that like he knew that I liked or like that I'd eaten around him before, and so like that was nice, like showed some thought put into it, but it was for the most part a bunch of things that I had no desire to have. A lot of like cheap chocolates that I didn't like. I'm kind of particular about my chocolates, like I don't like super fancy chocolates, and I don't like I don't just like generic like Doves, Hershey's, just like basic things like that. I don't like those assorted like chocolates that you get in the heart. I hate like the fillings in them, and I don't like being surprised by it. There's only like a few of those that I'll actually eat, and a lot of times you can't tell which they are, and yeah, I don't like that. So I think he got me like one of those things, which like he didn't know that I didn't like that, so it's not really his fault, but it, like on top of everything, like that was kind of like annoying. But he also got me some other chocolate that like when I ate it, it tasted disgusting, and I think I checked the expiration date, and again, this isn't really his fault, it's more of the store's fault. I think it was like 2 years expired, so that was gross. Oh yeah, and then the other thing he gave me was a bunch of like these stuffed animals, except I don't even think they were like stuffed animals. I think like at least most of them were like stuffed foods with like a weird saying on it or something. I don't know. I didn't think they were cute. I was like, I don't want all these stuffed animals. I don't know. It didn't seem like very unique to me. It didn't have like a lot of thought behind it. It just seemed kind of like he went through like the Valentine's aisle or like the toy aisle or something and grabbed these things so that he'd have something to give me, and didn't like put thought behind it and be like, like she mentioned she likes this one time, or like if it was a stuffed animal of like an animal that I had like said that I liked, and he was like, oh yeah, I saw this and it reminded me of you, like then that would be a different story. But just like all these random things that like just clutter my space and I have no use for them, and I don't really like looking at them, I don't know, which again, that's just me being a little high maintenance. Also, I think like the weekend before that, I was like at the store with my friend and there were like flowers, and so I sent him like a picture of them because we were like Snapchatting, and I was like, oh yeah, like I really like these. So like if he had been paying attention, that was like my hint of being like, hey, you can get me flowers for Valentine's Day, and here's like a type of flower that I like. So yeah, that was me trying to like help him out. So he gave me the gifts, and then we just like hung out, didn't like do much because he was feeling sick. And so then he goes home, and like the story that was kind of it for the Valentine's Day part, but then it like progresses. There's more to the story than just that. So as I said, the next day was our 2-month anniversary. So he came over for our 2-month anniversary, and since he was still feeling sick, we like didn't do much. Like we hadn't really planned on much. Again, we just like hung out at my house and like watched TV or something, I don't know. And then he said that he had to leave like kind of early because he wasn't feeling well, so he was gonna go home and just like sleep. And so it's like, okay, yeah, like go take care of yourself. But a little backstory to this next part. So there was this girl that I followed on Instagram. She followed me. We like weren't close friends or anything, but like we had hung out at like this other thing like before, and we like went to the same school, and so we would like see each other sometimes and be like, oh hey. So we were like friendly but not like close friends or anything. And I knew that she was friends with him. I never gave him a name. We're gonna call him Tom. So this girl and Tom were friends. I didn't know like how close they were, and as far as I know, he didn't know that she and I knew each other. Like at least I never came up with us. I don't know if she knew that he and I were dating. But yeah, so she and I like followed each other on Instagram, and I like knew, I'm pretty sure I knew, like I didn't know where she lived, but I think I knew like kind of the general area. And he had himself on the Snapchat map like visible to me. I don't know if it was like visible to everyone or what, but I could see where he was on the Snapchat map. And I wouldn't like stalk him on there, but sometimes I'd like go like either accidentally look at the Snapchat map or like looking to see like if one of my friends was active or something, and like I'd end up seeing where he was. And so that evening, after he had left my house, saying that he was gonna go home and sleep because he was sick, I like somehow looked at the Snapchat map, don't remember why, and I saw that he was not at his house, but in the area that I was pretty sure she lived. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, so earlier in the week she had been posting these things on Instagram that like kind of gave the impression that she like was just going through a breakup. And so I was like, maybe he like went over to her house to like comfort her. Like I knew they were friends, but that's kind of weird that he would lie to me about it. I mean, granted, I probably would not have been happy knowing that he was gonna leave like hanging out with me for our anniversary to go hang out with another girl, even if it is like to comfort her in a breakup. Like, I don't know, just knowing me, I would not have like dealt with that well, especially back then. But still, lying to me is not cool. And then like later that night, he sent me like a Snapchat and like a selfie or something, and I was like, I think I responded being like, oh, like why are you up like this late or something, and like kind of giving him a way to like explain. And he instead just said that he woke up to go to the bathroom. So the next day, I, as I said, follow this girl on Instagram. She posts a picture of a bunch of gifts, tags my boyfriend, tags Tom, and writes in the caption, thanks for like the late Valentine's Day gifts or whatever. And the worst part was that most of the gifts were the same ones that he had given me for Valentine's Day or for our 1-month anniversary. So that is like the part that really like showed me like, oh yeah, the gifts he gave me were not like special to me. It wasn't like he saw them and was like, oh, like this reminds me of Julia, this looks like something she'd like. No, it's just a thing that he gets any girl. So yeah, that kind of sucked to see. So I don't like confrontation, so I didn't like say anything to him about it, and I don't know if he knew that I followed her at that point, and so I just didn't say anything about it and kept it like to myself, which probably is not a healthy way to do things, but again, it was my first relationship. Then a few weeks later, he and I ended up breaking up. After the breakup, we were talking and he was like, oh, like we could still be friends, and he said like that he's still friends with, okay, we're gonna call this girl Tiffany. So he says like, yeah, we could still be friends, like I'm still friends with Tiffany. And also I didn't know that they had dated, And so this is like the first I was hearing of it. And so I'm like, wow, so you went to see your ex after she was in a breakup. Great, like, love that. And so I go, is that the same Tiffany that you gave the same gifts to that you gave me for Valentine's Day? He tried to like talk himself out of it by saying that those gifts had been meant for me, that he was gonna give me like those, like all of those gifts, and that he had like this whole plan to do it, but then when he got sick, it kind of ruined the plan, and then like she got broken up with, so he wanted to like do something nice for her. But sir, I don't think that is true, because the gifts were a lot of the same that he had gotten for me. So was he really gonna give me like 2 of the same stuffed animals? I don't think so. That is the story of my like first Valentine's Day with a boyfriend, and some other like anecdotes about that relationship. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you found my love life entertaining, my past love life, that is, entertaining. I certainly find this to be an entertaining story. Yeah, other than that, you can watch my other story times. I will link a playlist in the description. If you liked this video, you can give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe. I do have some more stories. I don't know if stories. I have at least one more story coming out soonish. So if you want to see that one, I think it's gonna be pretty entertaining, pretty juicy. Go ahead and subscribe. Oh, my voice just did a weird thing. You can turn on post notifications if you want. I don't know. Comment if you have any Valentine's Day stories like this, worse, better. Share those in the comments if you so desire. Other than that, thanks for watching. Peace. Bye.